Welcome to the Real Estate webcast on Unconditional, brought to you by realestate.co.nz. This regular program allows us to share insights, observations and information about the property market, and also cover off real estate marketing, both from a consumer point of view and for the industry itself. Today I have with me Charles Coxhead. Charles is a search marketing specialist and is part of our conference we're holding this week. So Charles, welcome.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thanks for your time. Now, you've been involved in the web for a number of years, and I've personally known you for a good number of years. You're involved with Net Concepts, helped set up realestate.co as a website, and now you're involved with a specialist marketing company, Clikki.
That's right.
So I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about search marketing. So
sure.
Share some observations from the point of view of particularly thinking about agents and giving them some advice about search marketing, because it is so critical. Yeah. And I think they're beginning to understand the importance of it more and more.
Sure. So when I think about real estate search and it always starts, of course, with kind of the keyword territory that we're talking about. And you take a site like realestate.co, which ranks for a massive range of long tail phrases across different property types, right down to
deep locations.
Deep locations. And portals like realestate.co and the other aggregators always have an advantage in the rankings simply by virtue of being these hubs which people tend to link to, so they become very authoritative sites. But for agents and individual real estate offices, there are opportunities to do well, to even outflank some of the big guys for really local terms. And I'm thinking terms related to their specific neighbourhoods and suburbs that they operate in. And so kind of the advice that I would typically give a real estate agent or a real estate agent office who had a website that they wanted to promote is to, first of all, think about developing pages on the site which intersect with actual search demand. Understand what that search demand is. Right. What are the phrases people are looking for? And you need to get a little bit scientific about that, actually, right? So people, are searching for different types of property. They're searching for townhouses, they're searching for houses, residential houses, they're searching for units, all those different types of property. And then they're using different, geo-targeted phrases to qualify those queries as well. So understand the search demand and make pages which meet that search demand. Right?
And agents should know that. I mean, it's not saying they wouldn't, but it's got to be the thing where you really, in operating in a suburb, you know what people are most likely to search for. You know what those are.
And that needs to translate into actual content on the site.
And we're talking capturing those phrases, those words, those descriptors about the local community and how people might type that in to be found as a local expert.
Point being, if you don't have a page about a particular topic, you're not going to rank for it. If you don't have a page about units for sale in your particular suburb, when people do that query, you're just not going to rank. Right? Because sites like realestate.co do have those pages. And in fact, the small agencies and agent office websites, they can learn a lot by looking at the big guys, actually. If you study what realestate.co is doing, you can learn a lot. So having the content's one thing, making it authoritative is another, right? So if Google has two pages which are more or less about the same thing, more or less relevant for a particular query, they're going to rank higher the one that is more authoritative. And that boils down to having good quality inbound links from other sites. So if I'm a local agent or office in a particular neighbourhood or suburb, I need to start thinking about how I can get links to my site from businesses in that area. I need to own that particular niche. I need to get talk to other businesses in the area, perhaps get links from them, really build my link profile in the neighbourhood so that Google understands, or the other search engines all understand, that I am an authoritative site for those particular types of query.
It is that local connection, isn't it? And it's interesting because the real estate agent often is the pivotal connector through local trades, local schools, local cafes, all those things, all those businesses are on the web these days, and therefore making those links is easy. And reciprocity is a word I love to use. That sense of I'll happily share a link because I want to demonstrate my respect for you as a business.
Right.
And equally, if you respect me, then we can both benefit from the situation.
Well, and those kinds of connections and that kind of community is the advantage, I guess, that the local agents have, right? So realestate.co doesn't have relationships like that
go to every
at
suburb.
A local level, and so that's the angle that I would work hardest if I was trying to promote my local site in search rankings. The other tip that I guess I would also suggest agents in particular think hard about is their kind of personal brand on the web.
Their profile.
Their profile. If I'm an agent, I would Google myself and just see how I rank for my own name. Because your name is appearing on signage all around town, in ads probably in various places. People are going to Google you. They're going to want to understand, what your profile's like perhaps before they hire you. So Google yourself.
It's interesting you say that, actually.
See where you rank. Do an ego search.
Yeah,
see
where ego search, but it's that trepidation. And it's funny because going back 2 or 3 years ago in doing presentations within the industry, the question I'd pose to the audience of 50-odd people is, how many people have Googled themselves? And barely 2 or 3 hands will go up. But actually now, the majority of people do. They do appreciate it. So I think it's so important to reinforce it. You've got to know how the world of the web sees you and judges you, and therefore be open to explore it yourself.
Right. Well, and there's things you can do to kind of to build out your profile on the web. So if I'm an individual agent, I want to dominate the first page of results for my name. So to do that, I've got to do things like make sure I've got a really good LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
Right? LinkedIn is a business networking site, very popular, very authoritative site. Make sure your profile there is robust. Obviously, I've got a personal blog or something, or I should. If I don't want to set up my own, I should talk to you, Alistair, about getting one set up on Unconditional. Yep. I should make sure I have a good agent profile on realestate.co.
Yep.
I should have a good agent profile on my agency website.
Yeah.
I might have a Twitter account. That has my name in the title of that page too. So these are all opportunities to bolster your online profile. And if an agent does a good job, they will literally own that first page of results for their own name. And I've seen some great examples where literally the agent has the top 10 results of their pages. And I think that's an important thing to try and do.
It is because, and again, going back to the kind of conversation I have with people in this industry, there is that view, and it's not just in real estate these days, that if you're going to do business with somebody, or you're going to meet somebody, or you haven't met somebody, the chances are you will Google them, because it gives you a backgrounder. You give that picture of what they've done, but also nowadays, get a picture. Nothing nicer than greeting somebody warmly because you know what they look like.
Yeah,
and in
true.
real estate, the real estate industry is great at being forward with themselves and what they do. But the word I'm interested, you use a number of times, is authoritative. That's probably the bit that I think people don't quite understand, and Google does understand it. And so it's all about getting links from authoritative sites that make the difference, isn't it? You picked out LinkedIn there, for example. Because it's a trusted professional network, it has authority. And I guess we want to help with real estate profiles because, in a way, from Google's perspective, we have authority because of the scale and the search optimization from that point of view. So those are things I'm hearing from that point of view.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks for the time. Appreciate sharing
welcome.
those insights. Thanks, Charles.
No problem.